Welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon, the Second Korean War, 1992, Blue 4. Let's launch it. Now let's have this fight.
November 9th, 1989. The Iron Curtain cracks apart, while Soviet troops in Germany remain in their barracks on Mikhail Gorbachev's direct orders. 1991. When the Warsaw Pact is disbanded, influential party, army, and KGB members, concerned about an imminent dissolution of the Soviet Union, decide to overthrow Gorbachev. August 18th to the 19th, 1991. Activating a state emergency plan, the rebellion leaders arrest Gorbachev, Yeltsin, several liberal deputies, and anyone suspected of opposing the coup. August 21st, 1991, a state committee of the state of emergency, composed of the Putsch leaders, is created to manage the country. End of August 1991. Although the defection of former Warsaw Pact members can't be undone, the strategic naval bases in the Baltic states are quickly and violently reoccupied. Autumn 1991. Left almost alone to face NATO in Europe, the USSR initiates a diplomatic switch towards its last communist neighbors, China and North Korea. Early 1992. In order to seal the new friendship with its Asian allies, the USSR agrees to secret deliveries of some of its most advanced weaponry. April 1992. The military buildup in Asia has not gone unnoticed among UN troops. Units are put on high alert along the DMZ, and the USS Enterprise is sent to patrol the Sea of Japan. April 15th, 1992. An explosion of unknown origin strikes the USS Enterprise's stern, rendering her motionless, while a Soviet squadron is sailing in her direction.
Okay, let the war begin. World War III. I wonder what this impact would have had on the election. Would Bush have won? Bush Sr., that is. Since it would have taken place, right? While all of this was taking place, while all of this is happening. Like, one of the biggest disasters, if you want to talk about politics, was Bill Clinton winning the presidency. I mean, at the time, for a while, it was thought Bill Clinton was actually a good president. I mean, he balanced the budget, all that stuff. It hasn't aged well. His presidency hasn't aged well at all. Anyway, USS Enterprise to US Forces Korea. We are under attack, probably an Alpha-class submarine that has been tracking us since yesterday. It has just hit us with the torpedo. Russian ships are advancing on our position. Our engines have been hit and we cannot avoid fighting. Our escort must keep them at bay at all costs. This is Admiral Winfield from Pacific Command. The Enterprise must be saved. First, you have to face the coming battle. It will be a very difficult fight. Be cautious. Then, if this carrier survives, you'll be allowed to retreat it and send Japanese squadrons and new aircraft in support. Yeah, plenty of errors there in the spelling. Like, the developers are French, so they never bothered to fix these. So anyway, let me just look at the map. I have the 321st Naval Strike Squadron, the 299th Fighter Squadron, and the 289 Anti-Ship Squadron. So, Su-27Ks, MiG-31Ms, and K-27 PLPs. Then you have the auxiliary vessel BOEs, which are Nazians and Komars, which are quite good because they have quite a lot of missiles on them. And then you have, finally, the 36th Surface Ship Division with Savarmenis and Tarantuls and some Numas. Opposing them is one Congo, which is based on a U.S. destroyer, by the way. It's a Japanese one, but it's based on a U.S. destroyer, which the U.S. doesn't have in this game for some reason. Which is really weird. I think they did a really piss-poor job when it comes to naval combat or representing naval combat very well. Yes, there are some nations which just don't have the naval capabilities of others. That's just it. Trying to balance it out is ridiculous. Anyway, so you have SH-60Bs SAM, which have Penguin anti-ship missiles. Oliver's Azerperis, 8 of them. Cham Suris, I have 8 of those, and 1 Congo along with 8 Pegasuses. Now, there are various strategies you can use here. Personally, I prefer, when it comes to naval combat, I prefer to use one method. And that's to get ships, frigates, and Congos. You can go with the Pegasus approach if you want to. But get these ships and send them into point-blank range. Not how modern war would be fought, mind you, but how this will be fought. Alright, that was a Tarantul. Now, my goal here in this battle is to destroy those Savramenis. There are 4 of them. If I destroy them, then the entire surface division is annihilated, regardless of how many Tarantuls are left standing. Now there are some Numas. Now, these harpoons. Alright, these harpoons. Okay, Captain killed on the bridge. Now that weapon system destruction is really gonna screw them over. There we go. As I said. So that's the main point right there. Now, with that sorted out, that was just the first blow. No save. 1. Okay. Now, with that sorted out, here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to take the Congo. I'm gonna call in another Oliver Hazard Perry.
I'll be there soon.
That Congo is destroying them. It's a really good ship because of the gun it has. It has a good amount of range on that gun. And I'm gonna call in another Oliver Hazard Perry. As I said, the goal here is to destroy those Savramenis. Now the way I achieve this, by the way, is here we go. Is to prevent them from calling in reinforcements.
What's the plan?
Which they obviously need if they're going to succeed here.
It's an honor to serve on the other side. I'll report to you when I'm ready.
I just need an Oliver Hazard. Now, that was sorted out. Mind you, I'm supposed to be the one defending, and if you are stupid enough to actually make the fool's mistake of sitting on your ass and expecting the Soviets to be nice, then you will lose. Pretty badly, in fact. I have just taken the main Soviet spawn point. It's really, this is the problem, since this game is all about the spawn points, then what you really need to do in order to win is simple. Just take down their spawning points.
What's the plan? It's an honor to serve
Now,
under
the
your
thing
command.
here for me is to take out...
Anything you want. Anything you want, sir. What's up, sir? It's an honor to serve under your command. My staff and myself are ready, sir. My staff and myself are ready, sir.
Alright, bring in the F-18.
Welcome you aboard.
Super Hornet. They don't have the capability of launching their MiG-31s. If they did, they would be in serious trouble.
Under control.
And that's the thing, though, as well.
What's up, sir? Anything you want, sir. Orders, sir. What's the plan?
Now, if I destroy that Sovereign, then well, more or less won.
My pleasure, sir.
And destroy the surface division.
Anything you want, sir.
Run away all you want, little bitch. You're not gonna get very far. Wait, I actually have another Oliver Hazard Perry. Fucking hell. Alright.
I'll report to you when I'm there.
Come on.
Anything you want, sir.
Where do you need us, sir? Someone need a guardian angel? Hi, 作戦変更です。
It's an honor to serve under your command.
The guardian angel?
I'll set up a new command post there. My staff and myself are ready, sir.
あなたの好きな体力の声です。
Situation is under control.
Someone need a guardian angel?
Do it. Do it! Come on, boys.
Serve under your command.
あなたの好きな体力。
Done. And that is the 36th Surface Ship Division annihilated. No losses. I destroyed the Sovereigns. I destroyed some of the Nijins. Overall, they didn't take as many casualties as I would have preferred they take. And some of their other units. We have repelled the Soviet attack, but Ivan will not leave it at that. Will not hold very long without some support. Washington thinks that this aggression is a warm-up for a full-blown invasion of Korea. Since the Soviets are quiet on their theaters, we think this is only a regional conflict for the time being. But you are at the forefront, Major. This is Major Sung's 16th Recon. US satellites are indicating troop movements in North Korea. But we cannot see anything out of the ordinary around the DMZ. Over. The Russians drew first, but it's only a matter of hours. You have carte blanche to seize this opportunity and pay them a little visit before they land on you. I'm not gonna lie to you, Major. The units we sent to attack have very few chances of surviving. Having said that, they can give us some time. We need to prepare our defenses. There is another possibility. You can entrench with Sand the Shock, but don't be fooled. You will not be able to stand long against the enemy's massive forces. You can only buy some time while you wait for the cavalry. That is all. So, each approach is a viable one. Personally, what am I going to do? Well, personally, I'm going to start moving the 3rd Escort Flotilla. I can call in this another Escort Flotilla. I'm going to start moving these units ahead. I'll take, think, the Recon Company, the 2nd Artillery Company, And then I'll decide whether or not I want to attack. It is a legitimate question whether or not you want to launch such an attack. Now, there's a logic to it. So if you hold Seoul and it's not contested, then you gain extra points, which can help you a great deal. Either way, what really matters to me at the moment is destroying the auxiliary vessel POEs and destroying the 30 surface ship division with those 4 Udaloys. So I'm going to deploy the Super Hornets, the 14 Tomcats, and the USS Enterprise Bat Carrier Strike Group to do just that. Now here, I could go to take Naval Sector India, or I can try and take November. I'm gonna go for November because I can't turn my ships around while in deployment for some bloody reason. And we will begin. Here come Oliver Hazard Perry's in the Congo.
Situation is under control. Situation is under control. If you say so, sir.
Alright. Now, I need to take down that Udaloy before they get the chance to call in reinforcements. If I can take this zone, or at least contest it, before them,
Redeploying there as fast as possible.
then that will put me in a really good position. Come on, come on, come on.
I'll report to you when I'm there. My pleasure. I'll set up a new command post there. My staff and myself are ready, sir. What's the plan?
Товарищ командир, корабль бой готов.
I'm taking care of this, sir. It's an honor to serve under your command. My pleasure. Redeploying there as fast as possible. I'll be there.
Alright, bring that Congo to bear.
Redeploying there as fast as possible. It's an honor to serve under your command. My pleasure.
down. And that is the second Udaloy.
My pleasure, sir.
Now,
What's the plan?
Я вас слушаю.
What's the plan?
now with that sorted out, let's call in some more Oliver Hazard parries so that they can eliminate the disease that is the Soviet Union.
It's an honor to serve under your command.
Now, the real problem here, believe it or not, and there is a real problem, is the fact
My staff and myself are ready, sir.
these guys do have MiG-29Ks that they're gonna deploy soon enough.
My staff and myself are ready, sir. My pleasure.
That is precisely what I was referring to.
あなたの指揮下に入って光栄です。
Situation is under control. My staff and myself are ready, sir. My pleasure.
To be fair.
Anything you want. I'll set up a command post. Serve under your command.
Another missile?
こちら指揮通信者です。
Where do you need us, sir?
I'm making an attack run. I'm gonna rain down on this.
It's an honor to serve under your command. My pleasure.
Well, I may have lost some Oliver Hazard parries, but that's fine. I mean, I just destroyed the entire Soviet naval fleet. Well, maybe some units will escape, but the big ships,
Guardian Angel?
the big fleets, the most dangerous ones have been deployed.
Captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
My pleasure. My staff and myself.
And there is no way out of this for. I mean, they might keep one of. Alright, that is it. Yep, the 38 Surface Ship Division has been destroyed. The 320 Naval Strike Squadron, the 323rd Naval Squadron, and I only lost. Oh, I thought I lost two. Okay, the Soviet fleet that was leading the offensive in the East Sea has been entirely destroyed. The Russians have probably have more in store for us before the moment we can launch a counterattack in this sector. Yes, they do have more in store for us, including two fleets over here. But I do have the second escort flotilla ready to deploy. I'll recover with the USS Enterprise group, and I'll keep moving. Now, that, believe it or not, was the easy part. Here comes the hard part. Launching attacks into North Korea, preemptive strikes into North Korea in order to delay their attacks. The way it works is you can retreat from battles, and you will lose a lot of your morale if you do so, but it is certainly a possibility that is worth entertaining. On the flip side, you may decide that that isn't worth it, that you can just, get some R&R, get some more cohesion on your units, and that might actually prove better. You are not going to defeat the units that are arrayed against you. These M48 tanks are complete and utter dog shit, and they're not going to stand against the T-32Ms. Not 32 of them. Not like that. That's just too much. The goal is obviously to contest as much as you can for as long as you can. So let me just throw a save here. I'll begin the preemptive strike in North Korea against the 3rd Security Regiment, the 32nd Infantry Regiment, and well, the first fighter squadron is second strike squadron. Yeah, I don't really stand much of a chance, do I? Anyway, let's get down to it. Ongoing preventive strike. Several units have just crossed the DMZ. I cannot see the enemy reaction for the moment, but things are going to get pretty tough for the soldiers that you threw into the lion's jaws. Over. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Now, point-wise, what should I do? I can call in the attack helicopter squadron, but that's not really going to be very useful, is it? Much of the South Korean forces are complete and utter dog shit at this point. I mean, they don't really have anything available. Like, they have the Victory Division and the Lightning Brigade. Like, look at these K1A1s and how expensive they are. 50 fucking points for one armor battalion that has only 4 K1A1s. Ain't worth calling in all honesty. So anyway, there are decisions to be made, however, and one of those decisions is, what do I call in? I could call in some artillery, I suppose. Or the attack helicopter is not a fan. Just saying, not a big fan. The H-1Ts, there's 4 of them, 2 tows. I mean, I just don't have the supplies. That's actually a bigger problem. I don't have the damn supplies for this. I mean, I guess probably best option would be to call in some artillery and some supplies. Or I could just wait. I don't need to call in any units at the moment. Decisions. Alright, let's have this battle. I don't know if I can win this. I don't know if I should even try fighting this. Actually, I probably shouldn't really. No. I'm not gonna do this. This is a waste of time and resource. So, I'm going to pull them back when it gets hairy. I'm going to call in. Yeah, let's call these guys in. Let's move these guys ahead. There isn't gonna be a battle here. I will retreat at the earliest opportunity because I just can't handle the pressure. Now, the special forces could possibly push them back. Now, holding this for one more turn will certainly help. Now, I've dealt them a considerable blow by destroying their navy right there. This time they're coming. This is a total offensive. Armor, artillery, helicopters, planes, several regiments seem equipped with state-of-the-art Russian equipment. The South Korean army is disorganized and not prepared to fight such a steamroller. We can't hold out against this. Alright. You have to hold for as long as possible, but don't hesitate to fall back if you face overwhelming forces. The good news is a real coalition was established against this aggression. But not only will you receive American support, but also reinforcements from Anzac, Europe, and even Japan. The bad news is, until all those guys are deployed, you and the South Koreans are on your own. When the situation becomes untenable on the border, withdraw along the line from Daejeon to Wonju, but do not sacrifice your troops and be prepared to withdraw again if necessary. This Admiral Descreen in French Navy. I'm in charge of the European Task Force. Aircraft carriers Foch and Arc Royal will be at the scene in 3 days. They'll be closely followed by the Dequette Division that was redeployed from the Gulf. Hang in there. Reinforcements arriving. Now, you don't avoid battle. You go right in, you retreat. You will lose morale, but that is worth doing. So that is precisely what I am going to do over here. I'll just deploy these guys, then I will retreat. I can't do anything here. I can't fight them. They're just too damn weak. All right. Now, I will, so that what that means is I'll get extra points. Now, maybe this is worth trying, given that the enemy would have to cross this particular border. Maybe it is worth an attempt at the very least. I mean, I very much doubt it will work, just to be clear. But hey, if you can do it, if you can do some damage at the very least, that might work out. Hey, these tanks, these units here do not matter at all. I mean, well, the Hawks do, but that's a different affair, right? Alright. Okay, this one I need to win. I mean, if I hold this for one turn, if I just hold the position until tanks can arrive, that will give me a pretty significant advantage here. So, how do you win? This is a tricky one. Well, here is the thing. You don't need to win per se in the sense that, oh, you need to defeat the enemy. All you need to do, all people need to understand is, all you need to do is not be destroyed for 20 minutes. So, get the command vehicle and get the fuck out of there, more or less. That's basically the gist of what the fuck I'm going to do here. Because there aren't good defensive positions. That's just like the reality of the situation here. It's just not gonna work otherwise. Alright, I'll take that command unit and withdraw with it across the bridge, right? I'll leave some units over here. Some units more or less over here. Some units over here, and I'll throw them into that village. Okay. Some flamethrowers could be useful. You never know.
이동합니다. 명령이라도 전쟁이 안 날 거라고 하더니 명령대로 하겠습니다.
All right. Let the battle begin.
박살낼 준비 됐습니다.
Withdraw over there. Now this is obviously going to be a fairly one-sided affair. There's no way I can win this. But if I can delay them, that's what matters. That's the only thing that really matters here. A delay. If I can delay them, then I'll win.
명령 받겠습니다.
Pretty significantly too.
이동합니다. 이동합니다. 진지 변환합니다. 시동하. 위병 수업 3보 이상
오케이.
승차라고 들어봤어? 화력 지원이 필요하십니까? 명령 받겠습니다. 동이 트는 새벽 꿈에 행군 대형으로. 자, 가자 이 자식들아. 산계 대형으로. 갈
빨리 가겠습니다. 예. 가능한 빨리 가겠습니다.
I certainly do hope the AI doesn't know where the fuck I am.
갈 것 필요해? 결국 최후의 깃발을 꼽는 건 공격이라고. 이동합니다. 이 사람들이 여기로 오는 게 아니었어. 갈 것 필요해? 세상에 단 유인자니 명인자 아니면 그 표적인가? 소대 정렬 완료. 택시 타고 싶으신 분? 저기 사거리에 들어온다면 우리도 마찬가지란 말이지. 보수입 점검 완료했습니다. 예. 결국 최후의 깃발을 꼽는 건 보병이라고. 위병 수업 3보 이상 승차라고 들어봤어? 지휘관님, 보병이 대체 뭘 할 수 있겠습니까? 여기로 오는 게 아니었어. 위병 수업 3보 이상 승차라고 들어봤어? 결국 최후의 깃발을 꼽는 건 보병이라고. 위병 수업 3보 이상 승차라고 들어봤어? 타고 싶으신 분? 이런 쌍! 물, 섬, 쏴! 개박살을 내버려! 물, 섬, 쏴! 개박살을 내버려! 이런 쌍! 보병의 전투, 내 싸움에 승리를 거하지. 물, 섬, 쏴! 개박살을 내버려! 저기 사거리에 들어온다면 우리도 마찬가지란 말이지. 박살낼 준비 됐습니다. 이런 쌍! 이런 쌍! 너그만 주십시오. 이런 쌍! 이런 쌍! 이런 쌍! 이런 최선을 다하겠습니다. 위병 수업 3보 이상 승차라고 들어봤어? 놈들 위로 포탄비가 쏟아질 거야. 갈거면 박살낼 준비 됐습니다. 명령 받겠습니다. 화력 지원이 필요하십니까? 갈것 필요해? 저한테만 주십시오. 놈들 위로 포탄비가 쏟아질 거야. 끔찍하군. 물, 섬, 쏴! 개박살을 내버려! 이런 쌍! 놈들 위로 포탄비가 쏟아질 거야. 끔찍하군.
I really don't want to lose too many points. I don't care if I lose the battle. But I would rather not lose the units.
소대 정렬 완료. 저기 사거리에 들어온다면 물, 섬, 우리도 마찬가지란 말이죠. 개박살을 내버려. 소대 정렬 완료. 박살낼 준비 됐습니다. 저기 사거리에 들어온다면 우리도 마찬가지란 말이지. 자, 가자 이 자식들아. 산계대형으로. 이병 수업 3보 이상 승차라고
Okay,
들어봤어?
call in some recon units.
위병 수업 3보 이상 승차라고 들어봤어? 이상. 박살낼 준비 됐습니다. 고수입 점검 완료했습니다. 세상에 단 두 종류의 인간이
1 minute.
아니면 고정 인간. 놈들 위로 폭탄기가 쏟아질 거야. 끔찍하군. 고대 정렬 완료. 명령 받겠습니다. 좌표만 주십시오.
That was just the beginning. The beginning of a long and bloody war. Costin here on Serious Gaming, signing out. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for more. The real battles are about to begin. You have the Admiral Kuznetsov in the 28th Surface Ship Division over here against the USS Enterprise, and as well, of course, its escorts. I think I might just send those Tomcats really to support someone else. I mean, they're not really needed here, to be fair. They're not needed against this. I can deal with this in my sleep at this point. I mean, what do they have left? The Su-27Ks and the MiG-31Ms? Yeah, that's not really gonna be a threat. I mean, and then what do they have? They have 4 Udaloys, 2 Sovereigns, 4 Udaloys. So 6 Udaloys, no, 6 Udaloys, 2 Sovereigns. This is an easy fight. Now, these obviously are some of the best units that they have available, but still obviously very, very doable. This is not going to be a problem, like, at all. Now, over here, just gonna go over this. Like, over here, they will launch a major tank assault. And they have the 102 tank regiment with T-90Ss, then the 101st. So they do have a lot, and that is actually gonna be a pretty significant problem. And then they're about to launch a naval assault against me. That's also gonna be a pretty big issue. So, either way, regardless of how this goes down, I guess I could deploy my Air Force to try and stop them, could deploy some units. There's options, right? Anyway, Costin signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more.